Yes.
Okay.
All right, just checking this out, everybody. If you are watching, trying to make sure that we are live and everything's set up.
Hello, everybody.
Sarah should be on her way over. You've got me and James for the next 5 minutes while I frantically make sure it's all functioning.
He's checking all the checking things. He's ticking boxes and checking wires and buttons and switches and stuff like that. He's good at that. I'm good at watching him do stuff like that.
Apparently we are live, so hello.
Hello.
If you're watching this back on demand, we've got an interview with Sarah Atherton today. We're recording live in 16 York Street as usual. And I'm just going to start sharing the link around. Sarah should arrive in the next 5 to 7 minutes.
Well,
James, what have you been up to this week?
I've been in work, obviously, doing little things here and there. I've started binge watching something on, is it Sky Atlantic or something like that?
Sky Atlantic. Okay.
I borrowed the account off one of my family. I don't actually have Sky, but it's allowed, so fine. I think it's called The Last of Us. It's quite dark and it's quite grim. But hey-ho, it's by HBO, so it's on the lines of Game of Thrones, and I'm quite enjoying the first 4 episodes. So if you've got nothing else to watch and you're just like waiting around for something to binge watch on, start watching on that. But you can't binge watch on it until it finishes its weekly thing. So it's every episode on a Monday. No, I'm not being sponsored by them. I just think it's a good program. Show. Rob's still tacking on the wires. Sarah will be here in around, time check, 6 minutes. We don't know if she's coming by car. We don't know if she's coming by helicopter. We don't know if she's coming by walking her feet. Oh no, Dr. Pepper. I think the colloquial term is Shanks's pony, isn't it? That's when you use your feet. If anybody knows the origin of that, let me know, because I don't know. And we're nearly there. We've got jittery camel. There we go. You're still advertising Dr. Pepper, Rob? Just on the screen. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There we go.
Tell us about your leaving do yesterday.
Oh, the leaving do. Yeah, one of the lads was leaving from work. So we had a leaving do at the Lisbon Tapas Bar, which is basically tapas. I've never really known what tapas was, and I thought it was something exotic, but it's not. It's just bits of olives and bits of meat, and they ended up having like hanging, dangling, swinging chicken kebabs on a wire, which is all right, I suppose. It looked better than my food anyway. My food looked drab. It looked like proper drab food, and it didn't have any colour. It was anemic. I like
it. I really like it there.
Yeah,
it's a nice place.
I've been there before, but the last time I went in there, I was like quite worse the way. I'd been drinking all day, and we ended up in there. We ordered loads of food, and I just drank some wine, and I left all the food. It's a waste of money, isn't it?
Could be.
Waste of money, Rob.
All right, that's nice. Just trying to get this blooming link up live to our Instagram. Done.
So, what have you been up to, Rob?
What have I been up to this week? I went to Pinewood Studios.
Wow.
But
Owen's going to put a wow in there, isn't he? With a little camera filming.
Maybe.
Wow.
I mean, let's see what happens here.
Pinewood Studios in Buckinghamshire.
I was delivering our...
delivering
our film. Yes. Okay. Right, this is a good sign. I think I've shared it to the main places it needs to go now. I'm about to tweet here, live with...
Me and you.
Oh, man.
Try to think of a good question.
Okay, this is looking good. All right, great.
Got one.
Okay, so we're out on Twitter, we're out on Instagram.
We're here.
We're out in a few different places. I sincerely hope this is functioning for everybody. The best I can do right now is get onto our YouTube and double check that we've got actual stuff coming in. So last thing for me to check, everybody, is our headphones in the live feed. It's just me and James today because we've had to do this early. So all the tech has been set up by me in the last hour and a half.
Fast-fingered Rob.
I don't even know what's happening.
He doesn't.
But we've done our research, haven't we?
We have.
We have indeed.
Quickly. We've just done it just a minute ago.
We didn't just do it a minute ago. We compiled it a minute ago in a readable format.
Yeah.
Right.
And we...
Yeah. So, wait, hang on a minute. Oh, it doesn't matter. I need to think of like a topic for you to talk about for a sec while I just do one last check.
Go on then.
What about... have you watched Avatar yet?
This is a ongoing saga. No, I haven't watched Avatar. Not at all. It's one of those things that's on my list when I can pluck up the courage and plan the liquid intake before I go. Because it's 3 hours, what is it, 3 hours, 30 minutes, whatever.
Something like that.
It's a lot of time. So I want to go in. I don't want to be interrupted with a bladder break. So I want to just get there, watch the film, get interested in it, and not worry whether I'm going to make it through the film before I go to the toilet. So we've discussed this in depth, haven't we, Rob?
We have discussed it in depth. Right. Going to be honest, everybody. I think we're ready. I think everything's functioning. Ready. I don't think it's broken. I'm pretty confident this time that the link is public. Is that her? No.
We're live in the window.
We're just sitting here. We actually are live in the window. Let's check all our cameras one more time. So this is camera 1. This is our main feed this afternoon. Camera 2 will be just for Sarah and James. I should probably adjust that slightly, but I'm thinking, if she pulls up to the mic, should be spot on that one.
Pull up to the bumper, baby.
Is it's kind of adjustable, camera 3, so we won't worry about that too much. Then camera 4 is obviously, for our sort of like the whole room. Right, let's turn these blooming things off, shall we, and get cracking.
Oh, there's another car pulling up, Rob. Eyes peeled. So we're live in the window, and if anybody wants to walk past and wave at us, we quite like a bit of waving in the window. People generally look in our direction, and if I spot them, I will wave, and they generally will wave back.
There is a chance here that she just doesn't come in.
What, doesn't turn up?
I mean, we've been more embarrassed than that.
That's unfortunate.
It's not like we've done things in this room where we waited 8 or 9 days for someone to do something and they didn't do it. Half an hour of embarrassment wouldn't be so difficult, really.
No, it wouldn't. No.
But I it was difficult. We got it confirmed, reconfirmed, and reconfirmed yesterday. So I think it's happening.
So
here we go. Excellent.
Here we go.
Great.
On time.
Fantastic.
Do
you know what? You're actually spot on. It's 1:30 now. Yes, please, whenever you're ready, come over and take a seat. Did you just come over from your office?
Sarah?
Nice to meet you.
Great. She's got lovely cold hands.
Hello.
Lovely.
All right. Yes, take a seat. Welcome to the show. Excellent. Yes, thank you very much. Sarah Atherton, MP for Wrexham, joining us live in 16 York Street. How are you doing?
I am fine, thank you. Yeah, you both well?
Yes, not bad at all.
Rob's set up. I've just come from work. Yep. So I've had to rush across town to get the party started, I was like. It's just water, really.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's good,
We're looking forward to interviewing you. We've been chasing you for a long time.
Look at that.
We have.
In a nice way.
In a nice
way.
Yes.
A very nice way, exactly. I just... so basically, we started doing this show as a way to discuss culture in Wrexham on the back of the 2025 bid and looking towards 2029. And we've been speaking to all sorts of people about all sorts of things. And obviously, as our elected representative, I think it's perfect to have this conversation with you today. So, just for anyone that doesn't know, what is your role and how do you represent us?
Okay, well, where do I look? Cameras.
Oh, so this here is camera 1. You're also on camera 2 sometimes, but this one's the main
camera
one.
Yeah,
and if you come up to the mic spot on like that, perfect. That's everything there.
All right, here goes. So I'm Sarah Atherton. I'm your elected representative in Parliament in London. I was elected in 2019. A little bit about me. I left school at 16, did the usual, went into the army. I'm a veteran, and I know we have a massive veteran community here in Wrexham County Borough Council, which I'm really involved with. Then, for the next 30 years, I was a nurse and social worker in this area. Got to about 50, I either bought a Harley Davidson and cracked off into the sunset, or I did a career change.
Imagine.
And I ended up, a few years later, in Parliament. So, do you want me to tell you how I spend my week?
I mean, yeah. I think one thing I have to say is when I was doing my research about this, I found a really fun video of you doing a week, or so was it a day in the life of an MP?
And the TikTok.
No, it was basically like a TikTok, but it was on YouTube. It was quite fun. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I on a Monday I go down to London. I come back on Thursday, and that's where we do all the legislation. I do a lot of work in defence. I sit on the Defence Select Committee. And actually, you're talking about a day in the life. I've just done one of a day in the life of a Defence Select Committee member.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
To try and spice it up a bit to give people an idea of what we do in Parliament and how diverse it all is.
Right, yeah.
And I do a lot in Parliament with defence, which is a very hot topic at the moment, as we might expect. I also do a lot for women in the military. And veterans. So that's how I spend my week. I also look after Wrexham's interests in Parliament, and I take forward casework or issues that are going on in Wrexham with ministers. Then I come back on a Thursday, and on a Friday and Saturday I spend my time in Wrexham doing all things Wrexham.
Constituency work?
Constituency work, casework. We've done a phenomenal amount of casework. So since I was elected 3 years ago, we've done 14,000 pieces of casework.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. And I've just been to a charity now, Tia Ora in King Street, who support children, children and young people who have been subject to sexual abuse. Yeah. So I do a lot with charities in Wrexham, supporting them, trying to find them funding. I also have a bigger view of Wrexham around investment and the training estate, and I'm also quite involved in the prison to help prisoners come out and find suitable employment.
Right, yeah, of course, yeah.
So I do everything that Wrexham wants me to do. If they come to me for help, I help.
No,
I try and get a Sunday off, doesn't often work.
Well, we certainly get value for money out of Sarah, don't we?
Well, it's quite full on. So, in terms of like the time, because you're representing Wrexham, but then you've also got to spend so much time in Parliament as well and deal with all these things. Do you get much chance to participate in cultural events in Wrexham?
I try to. Wrexham Feast was a real good one. Did you go to it? Anyone go to it?
Yeah, you went to it, James. You took a photo with the sign.
Oh,
with
right,
all the things
it had
you
a
couldn't
really
do.
mad sign on it.
Big sign.
The sign, the things that you couldn't take in. You couldn't take in a barbecue to it. You couldn't take in toxic...
That's ruined it, hasn't it? You can't take your own barbecue in.
You couldn't take...
No,
we had a picture of it, didn't we?
But it was more than that. It started off really normal. It started off like, do not bring in explosives or fireworks. And it ended with, like, no dogs. It got increasingly, like, you couldn't do things.
No grumpy people.
Yeah, exactly. That was nearly there.
It was nearly there. It was a proper
Exactly,
stupid sign. I thought, wow, I had to take a picture of it,
So
obviously.
I do try to go to loads of things. One, because I enjoy them. One, because I like a pint. One, because I like talking. One, because I like meeting people. And, one, because I represent Wrexham, it gives me an idea of what's going on in Wrexham so I can take that forward.
One of the things that we were looking at when we went through stuff was that you used to run a microbrewery. Is that right? We found that very interesting. What was that about?
We found it amazing, didn't we?
Yeah, I always try and do things that people don't expect people to do. So I ran a microbrewery with a couple of friends of ours, and it was a hobby brewery to begin with.
Yeah.
And of course, the first thing you've got to have is passion for ale.
Of course.
And pubs, and the role that pubs play in the community.
Yeah.
Well, that was me. So we got together, we started a hobby brewery that then took off slightly. But it was during the recess, and it was really hard graft. Hard graft.
Right, yeah.
But of course, it's fun, it gets you out there, it gets you talking to like-minded people. We won Champion Bitter of Wales.
Wow.
And then we thought, do you know what? It's blooming hard work. So we sold it.
Oh, right, yeah.
But I do a lot with real ale and breweries and keeping pubs going, particularly during COVID.
I do love a good pub.
I love a good pub. I love a good pub. A spit and sawdust pub.
Yes.
I'm not too fun.
Full of characters.
Yeah, I'm not too fun on fruity drinks like wine and summer.
I can't stand what's it called, hooch and stuff like that.
Hooch? I cannot imagine you drinking hooch, James. No.
Oh, not hooch. What's that? Alka-Pops.
Well, yeah, but hooch is like that. Hooch has been around since the 80s, hasn't it?
Disgusting, all of them.
He doesn't look like a cocktail man to me.
Oh, no, I do like cocktails.
I could imagine you, drinking a cocktail,
Yeah, we do have a cocktail nights sometimes, when we go out with our friends.
Which one?
All of them.
All of them?
Mojito is my favourite.
Mojito's your favourite?
Remember that cocktail bar that used to be on King Street, where the Co-op is now, up above there?
Oh, yeah, well, it was the Fat Cat, then it was Set the Bar.
Yeah, we had the, what was it?
Like on the roof. That was Wrexham's only rooftop bar.
Yeah, we had a graduation thing there.
Oh, we should bring that back.
Yeah, we don't have one now. A rooftop bar would be fun.
On the top of Tea Pub.
We do need heaters, yes. Right, so another thing that we sort of, I'm going to read something here. So we were looking at your interests. So that's, we came across real ale and things like that. Also skiing, sailing, countryside, things to do with Wales. But what I was interested in is just like thinking of some arts and culture, and the basic things I was wondering about be like, what type of music do you like? What's your favorite film? I'm interested in these things.
Well, okay, I went to, I like Black Hawk Down, films like that.
Okay, yeah.
Ridley Scott? Was it Ridley Scott? I think it was.
Can't remember.
But I went to see, the last film I went to see was actually last weekend, and it was Plane. I didn't know whether to do the Avatar one or Plane, about the plane crash.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So I saw that. That was really, really good, actually. You know it's a good film when you're halfway through and you're just like glued on it.
Yeah.
And then it's a rubbish film when you're like,
Yeah.
Lou.
Yeah.
It was a really good film. So I watched Plane the other day. I'm watching that night. Is it 1923 on?
Okay.
Yeah. Is it Paramount or
Yellowstone?
someone?
Paramount.
Yeah, I think it is.
I had a free
someone.
prescription, but it's fallen off now.
yeah.
So I've only got to number 3.
Is that the one with Harrison Ford in?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Very
I've seen
good.
the advert for
Seems
this.
to have coined the term of a grizzled old Westerner now, hasn't he? He's had enough of rolling rocks and jumping through.
Yeah, but Indiana
hoops.
Jones, the new one is coming, like you keep talking about.
I do. The Dial of Destiny on June the 30th.
So you actually know when it comes out.
I
You
do,
know all the
yeah.
details.
It's in my diary.
Biggest fan.
I'm a big fan. I tailed off a bit with Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, obviously, because
Okay, yeah.
no one liked it, did they? Did you like it? See. It's the fridge bit that gets me all the time. You can't escape a nuclear bomb hiding in a fridge. You just can't.
It's an interesting way to take that story, wasn't it? Yeah.
Raiders of the Lost Ark was good.
Yeah, I like that one a lot.
The original.
Yeah.
What's my favourite
every
one?
year.
I think Temple of Doom is my
Do
favourite.
you know what's really good? I forgot, and I watch it every year. Zulu.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Rorke's Drift, yeah.
Oh, I've been to Rorke's Drift.
Have you?
Yeah, planted a Welsh flag there.
Wow.
Yeah, just a holiday, but I went out there to plant a Welsh flag.
So it's a hell of a story, isn't it?
Oh, cracking, isn't it?
Yeah.
They didn't actually sing Men of Harlem.
Did they not?
No, but we'll just brush over that one in history.
A bit of, what did they sing?
Well, they must have sang something.
Please go home.
Now.
Please stay away from us. We haven't got any guns and very little men.
So, what was the last concert you went to?
Oh, do you know I don't do concerts?
You don't do concerts?
I don't do
okay,
crowds. I mean, I struggled with Tesco before Christmas.
Okay, yeah.
I don't like crowds.
I don't like festivals.
No?
No.
No, not
No.
really.
You're pushed and shoved and your beer gets spilt. And
Yeah.
You can't, there's no loo and,
Yeah.
you get a bit older and you just don't want
Stuff, if
Yeah,
I
it's
remember
good.
rightly. It was like a Focus Wales thing after, wasn't it?
Yeah.
A Royston Club and stuff. Yeah, but I mean, like, with music and stuff like that, thinking about venues in Wrexham and things, we've got, like today and tomorrow, Dydd Music Cymru, Welsh Language Music Day, which is a nice cultural event related to Welsh language. Are you a Welsh speaker?
No.
No.
My mother
Okay.
is fluent, but I never picked it up.
Yeah, it's a little bit tricky. We talk about that a lot. We're
very harsh
we
la-
learners,
It's
James.
hard.
We're learners.
We're learners, yeah.
We're learners. Owen's fluent. Who's on this show with us sometimes, so that's nice.
I love to hear it
Yeah.
spoken.
Yeah.
I just
Yes.
wish I could speak it.
Yeah, that's it. It's it's difficult, but a beautiful, beautiful language. So yeah, Welsh Language Music Day is today, and tomorrow, and I think. I don't know, James. Will you be checking out any of those things?
Not really, no.
No. Okay.
I've got a busy weekend coming up. I've got some things to look into. I've got some assessments, things to look over, because me and you are off for a week, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
So I
In
have
fact,
to get
that
that done
reminds
this
me.
weekend.
Yeah, I mean, before we change from like television and music and things, I would wonder: have you watched the Wrexham documentary?
I
Welcome
watched
to
up to
Wrexham.
number 7.
Okay.
I need to watch the rest, actually.
You do?
Yeah, I need to watch the rest. I got as far as number 7.
Okay. I can't remember what 7 is. Is that the Welsh language one? Maybe it is. I can't remember.
Yeah, it might well.
There's so many episodes.
Yeah.
They're doing another series, aren't they, as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're filming it. They're filming it right now, yeah. I think
they did
signed for
something
2.
with us, didn't we?
They did. They were filming in this room.
Yeah,
when I
they-
was in here. I was in here watching
met
stuff.
We
No.
no, we haven't. No.
Had a very good go.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good. It would be good.
I thought you would have met them by now.
No, I haven't. I've got a queue of girlfriends who want to come with me when I do meet them.
Oh right,
Right,
yeah.
okay, yeah. It's
Can you add
understandable.
2 cultural icons as well?
Two cultural young men. Yeah,
Yeah.
great.
If you don't mind,
Wrexham, I
Sarah.
can. Okay, well, we'll just go en masse. We'll get Sharabang up and we'll all go.
Sharabang, yes, let's go. That's a promise now. Remember.
Well, it's interesting, because this is obviously a huge thing for Wrexham that this happened, Ryan and Rob purchasing the club, and it's led to ultimately, this FX series, Disney Plus. Like what I've seen, quite a wave of film production and stuff happening in town that we wouldn't have seen before. That's all good, right? Is that something you welcome? You want to see more media activity in city centre?
I welcome anything
Yeah.
that promotes Wrexham. And this has certainly done it, hasn't it? The brand Wrexham, I think, is the biggest export the UK has at the moment. And anything that promotes Wrexham,
Yeah.
awful. We'll get behind. So it's fantastic news what they've done.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had a culture bid. We're going again in 29. You're here because of that.
Yeah.
City status, the investments coming in. People are phoning me up saying, what's Wrexham like? Shall I come and relocate there?
Yeah.
Of course you should. This
course
is
you
all
should.
good stuff. The university, the college, everyone working together, the council, anything that puts Wrexham on the map.
I think it's over the last few years, you can feel like a snowballing effect of something big is building in Wrexham.
It's brewing.
Brewing, yeah.
It's brewing. I think it's starting to bubble
Coming
up.
from your microbrewing background.
The mash is brewing.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Rob may get a bigger hotel.
Yeah.
Where that COP used to be, because I've seen some pictures of the development of the actual...
That render,
Yeah.
the big black version of what the COP might end up looking like. Yeah,
Yeah, so
It's
I
nice,
think,
isn't it?
yeah.
It's very
Lot of
cool.
Slate, lot of Welsh
And
imagery.
plus there's land around there to stick a big hotel on, isn't
That's
it?
the plan.
Is there?
Well, that's what I wanted to ask about as well, because you're quite right. Part of we existing right here with this show is part of the legacy of the 2025 bids and looking forward. One of the recommendations in that report was talking about Wrexham's capacity to host events of a significant international scale and these things. And then we try book hotel rooms in May and they're like £170 for a Saturday night because the demand's so high, but we don't necessarily have things to support it. How do we, in your opinion, go from what we have right now to expanding things like our capacity for hotel rooms and other things? Because that's a huge thing in terms of infrastructure.
Yeah, so we've even got American tourists coming here now. And, they want nice hotels. We want their interest. We want their money. We want their footfall.
We want their love.
We want their love.
Yes. Love for
We'll take
Wrexham. All things Wales.
Anything
yeah.
Wrexham. So we've got to up our game. And we probably have to do it quite quickly, actually, because we need better road structure. I mean, trying to get to London on a Vanti train.
Ridiculous.
It's a nightmare.
Yeah.
It's a nightmare.
Can
we
be.
need good links to the airports. We need good Manchester, Liverpool. We need good links to London. We need to stop this embargo on phosphates, the moratorium. We need to be able to build because we can't build. So even if we've got the Levelling Up Fund bid, which I'm miffed about that we didn't get, by the way, but even if we got it, we couldn't build because there's a moratorium on building because of phosphates.
What is I don't know what the phosphates is. So it's new to me. What is it?
So it's about water quality in the D.
Right, okay,
So
yeah.
it's about leaching of water, leaching of phosphates into the D, and that's very laudable because we want good water sources.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
However, so the Welsh Government were right to do that. However, the problem is they stopped all building that involves a toilet, a new toilet.
Oh, right.
So there's no building. So if you go along the A483 and you see the housing estate there that's just been stood there for about a year, that's because of phosphates.
Which
all
bit is
building
this?
on the A483. If you're going towards Chester on the left.
Okay.
Yeah.
So all building stopped.
That doesn't make any sense.
Absolutely. So the idea was great. Ramifications of it, disastrous. So that needs to be sorted out. Once that's sorted out, we can start building. Whether that's houses, whether that's the COP stand, whether it's hotels.
Yeah, sure.
And also we need to look forward as a town, new city.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
So we need to hold on to our past. We need to know where we've come from because that's vitally important.
Yeah.
But we need to look forward and embrace all the opportunities that are coming our way. We've just got a stumbling block at the moment with this phosphates and building.
Okay. This is a very interesting topic. I mean, I don't know much about that, and I'm going to be looking for this housing estate now next time I'm driving to Chester.
So will I.
Don't do more than 50 though, will you?
No. Well, you can't anyway.
No, you
because
No, do you remember that period of time? Do you
sign
remember when they
is still up.
resurfaced it and it was 50 all the way down for a while because it was bumpy?
it's been blocked.
I'm glad at least it's not 50 all the way down now.
Well, it's it was on nothing on Monday, wasn't it? Because it was completely blocked.
Oh, that was disastrous.
I don't remember.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's
Disastrous.
proper mad.
Even emergency vehicles couldn't get through.
Could they not? Okay,
No.
no. Well, that's not
It
good,
was
is it?
full.
No. Well, an heck.
That's when they resurfaced the road and used the wrong tarmac.
Yeah, right,
The
okay.
bumpy tarmac.
The bumpy tarmac, yeah. It did it all. Put an undulating surface in on a...
It's supposed
Oh,
to
it's
be
bumpy,
whispering
yeah.
tarmac. So it's quiet.
Oh, is it?
Okay.
Yeah, for the residents either side.
Got you.
Oh, right.
Okay.
Well, on one side, because the other side isn't built.
Yeah, but they weren't complaining anyway, were they?
Yeah.
Were they?
Yeah,
Are they?
noise.
Oh,
Yeah, absolutely.
maybe shut the window.
Well, live in the window.
Yeah.
So
Shut the window if you're listening to
I
the
mean, we
traffic.
touched on it a little bit. The football club, obviously, that was a very big story that you were talking about, and I saw you were talking to Callan FM and other organisations about, you know, moving forward from that. I guess you've got to think about what's next for that and how you can support it.
Yeah, so, you know, it's a setback, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a big setback.
Mm-hmm.
Disappointed. Seriously disappointed with the government because we need it. Wrexham needs this. But there's a round 3, and I'm happy to work with the council to put in a round 3.
Yeah.
I've certainly made my feelings known with the various people in government and within Westminster Parliament. And it's up to really the council and all the stakeholders and myself and the elected representatives to come together to make sure this is just a setback and we're going to get what we want, we need and we deserve,
Course.
which is that cop stand. Because it's not just about the cop stand and that whole gateway. It's about levelling up sport in North Wales.
Right. Yeah.
International sport. Because
Yeah,
now
exactly.
we either have to go over the border or we have to go to Cardiff or Swansea. And
Yeah,
that's a
of course.
nightmare journey. So it's about
It is.
offering international sport opportunities for the people of North Wales.
It would be good if we could host some, Welsh matches, for example, stuff like that. Expanding the live music, you know, think about that stereophonics gig
Stereophonics.
and all that
Yeah.
stuff. It would
Could
be
do with them
great to
coming
see a
back.
regular program of huge events.
It would.
That was massive, wasn't it?
But you can imagine it as well. It feels like tangible. Like by 2029, we actually could be on the way to doing that regularly, which would then, if you look at those recommendations and why we were denied this time around. We have all the building blocks potentially for those huge international events if it can come together, which would be great. We're not going to host Eurovision, but yeah.
Well, who
But yeah.
knows? Do you know what? We've got lots going on here. It's almost like the dominoes. They're all lined up.
Yeah.
But that one domino needs to go.
Yes, that's us.
And
Kick
then-
it all over so it gets the
This is really good. Yeah, you're right.
hanging effect down.
And because then 2029, when we go again for culture,
Yeah.
we'll have all this set up.
We will.
Running with it for such a long time.
We'll
that
be in
we're
a
gonna
new
win it.
football league.
Yeah.
We should be in the Premier League by then. Is that possible? Not quite sure.
I
many leagues
mean,
are-
we'd be doing very well if we were in the Premier League by that
yeah.
point.
No,
yeah.
Wrexham's aspirational. In every
Yeah.
way, we're going to do it.
Well, I think if you can run enough, they've already said that they want to be in the Premier League, and I thought that was great. If you're going to be a manager, that's the pinnacle.
Yeah.
You should always reach for the top, shouldn't you?
Reach for the stars.
Yes, and
Well,
why not?
yeah.
Okey-dokey. Gosh, I'm just looking through our comments. We got a lot of questions coming in, but I mean, we've touched on a lot of the subjects, talking about the leveling up and then culture and stuff like that. Some things that I'm thinking about just related to what we do with 73 Degree Films, like we're a film production company, but we touch a lot on social media and stuff like that. Again, I was watching your video, your YouTube video on Day in the Life of an MP, and like I was saying to James, and I went through it before you came in. You're very good. I'm wondering, whether you would be doing more of that in the future, because one thing I think about is that it's nice to feel connected to what our representatives are doing and things like that. I can see how they would massively eat into your time. We know how much effort is required to do that type of documentation. But, what are your thoughts on, first of all, distribution platforms like TikTok, like YouTube, and your thoughts on using them? Because for us, it's how we build an audience and it's how people know what we do. And they're so vital, but they're tricky for obvious reasons.
Yeah, so it's really difficult for me to get my message out. As an MP, we had nothing when we started, and it's really difficult to say to people, look, I'm just normal. I'm just like you. I've worked for 27 years in the public sector.
Yeah, of course.
I've been a single parent. I've been homeless. I've been on benefits. There's nothing special about me.
Sounds like my life.
That's one.
My previous life. There's nothing special about me. I'm one of you, and I want the best for,
Yeah, of
for
course.
Wrexham now and for Wrexham going forward. And I will help anyone in Wrexham. Getting that message over is really, really difficult. So I try and I'm dabbling. I'm a bit older, so I'm dabbling into this whole world of videos.
Yeah.
And they go down well, and people like them. I'm a bit conscious of them though, because I look at myself and go, ooh, look at my roots. Oh, look older. Oh,
You
look
look
at those
great.
wrinkles. Look at that. So no one's
yeah.
more critical than yourself of yourself. But
Yeah.
people seem to like them. So I'm going to start doing more. I've got one going at the moment, Day in the Life of a Defence Select Committee member. And I went over to Belfast to look at the N laws. And I thought that might be quite interesting. And it's trying to show people how diverse and actually what a great job, a privileged job I have.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to encourage other people from Wrexham to go into public life because it's really rewarding. I don't do TikTok. And now this is me now. So I hope TikTok aren't watching. They probably are.
Might be listening.
Because of my,
Yeah,
defence work, I'm a little bit nervous of any Chinese interference.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So I don't do TikTok. I wouldn't do TikTok. Probably too old for it anyway.
Could you imagine it getting banned? I could.
TikTok?
Yeah, by the UK government.
Oh,
Yeah, because of its Chinese roots.
I don't
and
know. Half the
origins.
MPs are on it. Some of them doing it really badly as well.
Are they?
It's cringe. Some
is
of them
cringe,
are good.
Oh,
This is why I won't do it.
Such a fine line between cringe and good.
I know, I know. And I'm going to go over to the cringeworthy side, and then I get hammered. And the thing is, social media is fantastic. It gets the message out there, but equally, it's toxic.
It does have its dark side.
So the days that when we didn't get the Levelling Up funded, I had to have extra security for 2 days because of threats, death threats. Last weekend, because of something that went out, which was a misinformation about water quality,
Right.
that I'd voted on, and it would be misconstrued deliberately for political gain. I had to have 4 days of extra security through direct death threats.
That's disgusting, isn't it?
And, but I mean,
Here
you
we
know, I'm pretty old, long in the tooth and whatever, resilient, and it was sticks and stones. The police don't think that. CID didn't think that. And it's costing money.
Yeah, of course.
You know,
yeah.
so this person sat there probably 3 o'clock in the morning on their computer,
Keyboard
doing a bit
warrior.
of keyboard warriors,
Yeah.
putting Sarah, you know, I'm going to kill Sarah Atherton and all this business. I know where you live and all this. I'm like, yeah, whatever. But the police take that seriously, and it's costing everyone else to
of
pay
course.
for that.
Yeah.
So there's, you know, so it's very toxic, and particularly for women,
Yeah, of
particularly
course.
female politicians, particularly for female girls anyway.
Yeah, of
So
course.
it can be so devastating, but it's also so good.
Yeah. I'm of the opinion that people should be able to raise questions with their local MPs, but there should be some moratorium on anything sort of direct threats of all that kind, because I think it's just not on, is
No,
it?
and the thing is, people need to understand you can disagree
You can.
without being disagreeable.
Well, you can. That's democracy.
Absolutely.
And that's what we champion anyway, I think.
Another thing that we do a lot with is work with young people. I think, you know, because I've grown up in Wrexham past, you know, 20 odd years or whatever now. And so, you know, I've seen things change in terms of services, youth clubs, scouts, everything like that, really. We have a lot of people that don't really have much to do, especially like under 16 and stuff like that. There's not that much. I mean, as a county and as a place in a city, Wrexham, you know, what do you think, or what would be your message to young people that are thinking about, from the times that we speak to them, sometimes they're thinking, look, how can I get out of here? How fast can I get out of here and not come back? And that seems sad to me, you know, and we're here working so hard, you know, with this organization and others, you know, to make exciting cultural stuff happen. But I understand it. I see why my friends go to university and do not come back. I don't know, what can we do to make Wrexham like enticing, so like it's exciting to come back and do something valuable here?
So we have a brain drain in Wales. As you say, they all go to university, they don't come back. They may come back when they're older, but they don't come back.
My daughter didn't come back.
No, they don't. It's a shame, really. So we need to, and this is how I see my responsibility and our responsibility, because we are Wrexham, the people of Wrexham, is to make it a better place. So we need decent housing, we need decent job opportunities, we need decent facilities, we need culture and the museum and the football and things to do in the evening. I mean, you know, there's lots to do for kids. You mentioned about youth clubs. I think the youth club in Grested closed down where I live quite a while back. But, I mean, there's skate parks, play parks, there's cubs, scouts, clubs. I have to say, I went to a youth club, and the last thing I wanted to do was to go to a formal club. I just wanted to hang around with
Yeah,
my
of
mates.
course.
Okay,
And, you know, that's what kids do. But we need to help them to do that without, you know, breathing down their neck saying, well, you know, 2 of you together, let's have a dispersal order.
Yeah.
So it's really difficult to balance that. But the answer to your question is we need to make Wrexham vibrant. We need to grasp every opportunity.
Yeah.
And you know what? We're on that track.
We are.
It's just not going to happen overnight.
I think we're getting status and gravitas growing, and I think that will help. If Wrexham becomes cool, then that's when people will influx.
Wrexham's cool when it's playing football. I get WhatsApps. Ping, 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 ping,
Yes.
grow,
Proper
grow,
famous
Wrexham.
over the
No,
thing,
it's
isn't it?
cool. You think about the fact that you see people wearing shirts, or you go abroad now
do.
and you wear your Wrexham shirts, and people know what that is. That is cool. It's it's
Yeah.
sexy. It's everything we would like Wrexham to eventually be, I guess, to people looking in. But for us looking out, yeah, I agree. It's quite a long journey. And I don't know what the answer is either.
I don't know. There's a buzz, though. Don't you feel?
There's definitely a
Wrexham's
buzz.
changing.
There's more momentum.
There's a buzz
Yeah.
here. I'm not on the Welsh Affairs Committee, as I said, because I
Yeah.
do defence. But they went on a trip to America a few weeks back, and they're all Welsh MPs. And they had 18 meetings and 16 meetings. This is usually with politicians or big businesses or nuclear
Right,
energy
yeah.
companies. 16 businesses. They started off by going, Wrexham.
Right,
So
yeah.
this is what I mean. We are a massive export,
We are.
particularly in America.
Yeah.
They can't get enough of Wrexham.
No,
we just need to make sure we've got Wrexham lager out there, and
Yeah,
we've
of
got
course.
Wrexham everywhere.
Yeah,
We need to
Wrexham lager, yeah.
capitalise on it.
More Atherton Ale.
That's got a ring to it.
Yeah, Atherton Ale coming straight
it
back
be a
up,
big-
everybody.
On the pavement near you.
And why not? And why not indeed?
Oh, why not? Well, I think, one final thing to do is to ask you, or invite you, in fact, to spin our massive
the
wheel
wheel.
of fortune built for this show by local artists. James, do you want to guide Sarah through
Yeah.
this? Let's have a look.
What do we win?
Yeah, what could you win? It's
tin
on
of
that
spam.
gold plinth. You'd win that mug.
Oh, lovely.
Right, so we've got all the categories on the thing. You flip this thing in.
All right, here we go.
And if you want, yeah. Big spin.
Okay, what do we got? 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 It's the phone. Oh, that's so rubbish. It's okay. Come on, sit down. We'll finish up. Phone of death.
What do we do with the phone?
Well, we used to have this thing, right, where it would be like if you got the phone, you had to like ring someone or send them a message or something. But then we never did it because nobody wants to do that.
No.
Even if we don't want
No
to do
one
it.
picks up the phone anyway
No,
because it's
no.
an unknown number.
Exactly, that type of thing happens.
Well, let's just go for the next one. What does it say?
Yeah, what is the next
Truth
one?
or
We've got Truth or
Dare.
Dare and we've got the challenge. Oh, we could do the challenge. I think the challenge is quite fun. The challenge is that, we built this football pitch, right? Because we started this show when the World Cup was on. And if we put the ball on the halfway mark, you can take a penalty against James. That's our challenge. Look at this. Beautiful.
Right.
Look at this. Bit of culture unfolding.
We need women football. We need Blake Lively here.
Blake Lively, yeah.
You're taking up most of the goal.
Gosh, I'm very scared. Let's see what happens here.
You got to get it past me, Sarah.
Are you moving?
Just going to stand there until...
Okay, here we go. Here we go.
There we go.
That way, and then...
Oh my gosh, hit the post.
There you go.
Okay, that was good. All right, yeah, come on over. Let's
Well,
finish
we've
up.
got our 2023 diary. We've got people to sign it and come, and you can put in a goal. We've got who was it?
Okay.
Leslie Griffiths here.
Yep.
So you put in a goal and you sign it. So she put "Stop the War in Ukraine."
All right.
Then go on a Taskmaster.
Okay.
All right. As we finish up here, I'm going to give you some very quick fire questions we've had in, and that's about it, really. Right, quick ones here. Do you like drum and bass music?
I like drums. I like
Okay.
drums. Double drums.
Excellent.
You know when they go double drums. I like.
That's nice. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Big bass drums. Timpani.
Have you ever been to Checkers on a night out in Wrexham?
Have you been to Checkers?
I've been to Checkers.
Yeah, yeah.
I've been to the Checkers.
Different kind of Checkers.
But no, I have
Yeah.
been to Checkers. And I did, yeah. And it was, I quite enjoyed it, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I got chatted up. First time in years.
Really
so
now?
I might go back.
Wow, incredible.
In
Checkers.
Checkers, right. Fair enough.
Not this
right.
Checkers. No, this Checkers, that was, yeah. 'cause
Yeah.
it's not, yeah.
Have you...
This Checkers here.
The
just
Checkers, the
just to confirm
manufactured
that.
Checkers, the government Checkers.
No.
Have you been to Checkers?
I have been to Checkers.
What's that like?
Well, I didn't want only went outside in the garden.
Oh, is that
Yeah,
it?
do you know?
It's
it
nice
was,
to be
yeah.
invited to Checkers. That's
It
nice.
was.
That's
I
nice.
haven't even
Yeah.
once.
Where have you been, Rob?
No, I haven't been.
Oh.
Maybe one day. Yeah.
Can I say I had more fun in
video
that
there.
Checkers?
Ah, did you? Yeah, good. Who's your favourite Spice Girl?
Oh, Ginger. Off.
Obs.
Ginger
Yeah.
Spice. Okay, nice. And favourite Wrexham player?
That's got to be Mullen.
Mullen.
Despite his boots, he is cracking.
Super Bowl.
Despite
Mullins.
his boots.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I remember
despite
this.
his
Yeah, look
boots.
at that. He got in trouble for that, didn't he? But
He
then
is cracking. He'll probably disappear from Wrexham, though. He's that good.
I've got a question.
I am concerned about that,
I am concerned about that too.
When you're that good and you've had
Liverpool will suck him up.
He's had a lot of exposure because of the TV show and everything,
Yeah.
and he's awfully good.
Plus,
awfully
he's
good.
scoring in every
He's
he's
good.
Well, he's
good.
they're out now. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was going to say he's going to
Exactly.
score in every round, but they're out now. So
Well, that's it.
Well,
I
well
mean-
done them for going that far.
Yeah, just to wrap up, I want to say thank you again. You know, a lot of people, to be honest with you, when we invited you on the show, they told me not to do this. Some people wanted us to do this. For me, it's important because you're an elected representative.
wanted it,
It
didn't we,
doesn't
Rob?
matter what I think or what anyone else thinks. You know, you are representing Wrexham, and it's really important to have a conversation about culture at a time when Wrexham culture is on such a stage for the world. So yeah, thank you very much for coming in and talking about it. James, any final questions?
One more question. Have you binge watched Game of Thrones? Wow.
Do you know what? No, I haven't.
No. Are you going to? It's really good. It's one of the best.
I do binge watch now and again
You do?
on a
Okay,
Sunday.
yeah.
So yeah, I'll take your recommendation.
It's absolutely fantastic.
With a mojito.
With a mojito, you're going to have to drink quite a lot of them because it's, how many series is it? 8 series? 9 series?
There's 8, I think. They
8.
split the last one in half.
So,
didn't they?
yeah, so expect the unexpected with the Game of Thrones.
All right, sounds. Well, yes, Sarah Atherton, MP for Wrexham, thank you very much for coming in.
Oh, thanks
Jochen
for
Thank you
Bauer.
for spinning our
Yeah.
wheel. It's been a pleasure.
Cheers.
Oh,
All right.
lovely. Thank
See you in a bit.